Hello everyone! Let me introduce myself. My name is Nabila Mirza Wahyuni and everyone used to call me Abel. Me and my friend in this video will show you about politics and power, where the title is Politics Science and the Meaning of the Democracy. Politics is a simple form is about who gets what, when, and how, and that's how a politics scientist was well defined. Politics is essentially the study of influence of how power is shaped and shared among a people and institutional. Politics science then focuses on understanding how government works and how individuals can affect government decisions. Government power is so unique because it's the only institution in society that can legitimately use physical force. This means that only the government has the right to enforce law and maintain order, sometimes through the police or legal action. Unlike other organizations, government authority can extend to the entire society. It sets the rules of the game, define how conflicts are resolved, how interests are balanced, and how justice is maintained. Now, when we talk about democracy, we're really talking about the idea that people should have a direct role in shaping the decisions that affect their lives. Democracy values participation, freedom of speech, and the right to dissent. It's not just about voting, it's about citizens engaging with the government and each other to make a collective decision through the majority rule while still protecting minority rights. The philosopher John Locke deeply influenced this idea. He believed that people have a natural right to life, liberty, and property, and that government exists only to protect those rights. If a government violates them, people have the right to change or even overthrow it. In essence, democracy rests on the liberty, equality, and the consent of the government. It's a system that trusts individuals to think, decide, and govern themselves, all while ensuring that everyone has an equal opportunity to shape the society they live in.
Hi, I'm Mariana, and I'm going to explain about power and the American constitutions, federalism, and federal power. The U.S. Constitution is the foundation of American government. It creates institutions like Congress, the presidency, and the Supreme Court, which granting them specific power and outlining how decisions must be made. What makes it unique is that it stands above all other law. It's the supreme law of the land. Any law or government act that conflicts with it is invalid. To limit government authority, the Constitution protects individual freedom through the Bill of Rights. The first 10 amendments that guarantee rights such as freedom of speech, religion, and even due process. And this ensures that even majority rule cannot violate personal liberty. The founders also structured government to prevent abuse of power. They established national supremacy, meaning federal law overrides state law when they conflict. They designed federalism, dividing power between national and state government so both can create law and collect taxes. And they built a republican system where citizens elect representatives to make decisions on their behalf. Other key principles include the separation of power among legislative, executive, judicial branches, and check and balances, ensuring that each branch can limit the others. The power of judicial review allows courts to strike down unconstitutional law while protecting liberty and justice. Over time, federal power has grown through the necessary proper clause, the Civil War, control of interstate commerce, civil rights enforcement, and federal grant to the state. Today, although states still hold authority, the federal government plays a dominant role in shaping national policy and protecting citizens' rights. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Lintang, and I'm going to explain about power and the branches of the federal government. The power of the U.S. federal government is divided among three branches: Congress, the presidency, and the judiciary. When the Constitution was first written, Congress held much of the power because the founders feared creating another king-like leader. Over time, however, all three branches have grown stronger, especially the presidency. Americans expect their presidents to provide leadership, manage crises, and represent the nation. Presidents are judged by their ability to bring peace, prosperity, and progress. Their popularity gives them influence. Science-high approval ratings make it easier to push policies through Congress and lead the nation effectively. In foreign affairs, the president serves as commander-in-chief, with the power to direct military and represent the United States globally. While Congress can declare war, it is usually the presidents who make military and diplomatic decisions. The president is elected through the electoral college, not a direct popular vote. Each state's number of electors equals its neighbors and representative, and the candidates must win at least 270 of 538 votes to become presidents. This system has sometimes led presidents winning office without the popular votes, as in the 200 elections between George W. Bush and Al Gore. Overall, the American presidency combines limited constitutional authority with enormous political and symbolic power, shaping both domestic and global leadership.
Hi, my name is Nadia Akila, and now I will explain about the power of Congress. The United States Congress is the legislative branch of the federal government, and it plays a crucial role in shaping national policy. Congress is bicameral, meaning it has two chambers, the Senate and the House of Representatives. The Senate has 100 members, two from each state, while the House has 435 members based on population. Although many policy ideas come from the president, executive agency, or interest groups, Congress does not simply approve them. Instead, it debates, modifies, or even rejects the proposals, acting as a key decision maker rather than just a supporter of executive plans. Congress has both explicit and implied powers. The explicit powers are clearly written in the Constitution, while implied powers come from the necessary and proper clause. First interpreted by the Supreme Court in Marbury v. Madison, this allows Congress to create laws the founders could not have foreseen. In domestic affairs, such as education, taxes, and social programs, Congress holds more influence than the president. However, in foreign and military matters, power is shared. The president serves as commander-in-chief, but only Congress can declare war. After the Vietnam War, Congress passed the War Powers Act of 1973 to limit the president's ability to commit troops without approval. Congressional members are elected House member every 2 years and Senator every 6. Over 19% of incumbents usually win re-election, though population change after each census can shift district and occasionally challenge that advantage.
Hi, my name is Andrea Chinenis. I am gonna explain about the power of the courts and political behavior in the United States. So, the federal courts hold a vital place in protecting liberty in the United States. Since Marbury v. Madison, the Supreme Court has had the power of judicial review, allowing it to strike down laws that conflict with the Constitution. Through this authority, the courts have shaped national policy on civil rights, religion, criminal justice, and equality under the law. Although judges are not elected, they hold immense influence. Nine Supreme Court justices, serving lifetime appointment, can overturn acts of Congress and the President. The founder designed this system to keep the court independent from political pressure and to protect constitutional principles even against majority opinion. So judicial power depends largely on philosophy. Judicial restraint argue that the court should defer to elected branch unless their action clearly violates the Constitution. In contrast, judicial activism believe the Constitution should be interpreted flexibly to meet modern needs. This approach led to landmark rulings like Brown v. Board of Education in 1954, ending racial segregation, and Roe v. Wade in 1973, recognizing women's right to abortion. So beyond the courts, political power in America is not limited to government officials. Ordinary citizens also shape democracy by voting, protesting, joining organizations, or supporting causes. However, voter turnout remains modest, especially in local elections, while young and lower-income citizens tend to vote less often. Still, each act of civic engagement reflects the core democratic idea is that every voice has the power of influence government. Thank you.
In the United States, political parties play a central role in organizing democracy. They bring people together, structure election, and help voters make sense of their choice. A political party gives citizens a shortcut for understanding what a candidate generally stands for. Since party labels reflect broad ideologies and policy priorities. Because American parties are broad collection, not every candidate within the same party agrees on every issue. Still, the party label provides a clear signal about a candidate's general position. In a two-party system like the US, parties simplify election by narrowing the file through primaries and convention. They also educate and mobilize voters, encourage participation, and help define the nation case political issue. The Democratic and Republican parties differ in several ways. Democrats tend to receive more support from women, African Americans, lower income groups, labor unions, and urban voters. Republicans, on the other hand, draw more support from men, white voters, higher income groups, professional, and rural residents. Democratic leaders generally promote government programs that reduce inequality and protect social welfare, while Republican leaders emphasize personal responsibility, limited government, and free market principles. In Congress, this difference often appears in roll call votes, where Democrats in Republican take opposing sides on controversial policies, especially those connected to presidential priorities. Ultimately, while government power comes from the people, political parties serve as the key link between citizens and their leaders, ensuring that democratic choice remains organized, informed, and representative.